Hey Facebook, good morning, good afternoon actually. It is afternoon, right? So hey everybody. I'm not gonna be too loud, I hope. So how are you guys doing? It is Thursday, the 17th of May. May, right? It's May. And I am in IKEA, so I suppose you guys can all tell from my background. I'm waiting to get my car washed. They're actually hoovering my car inside my car, so I'm just waiting on them to do that. And then I'm gonna head and get some bits and pieces done. I just had a meeting which was really interesting, so I'm just trying to absorb all of that. So I came to IKEA to have a meeting. I mean, it's always good to get out of the house every now and then, and that is exactly what I did today. So how are you all doing in the life of Facebook? So I did a post today that I want to talk about a little bit because I hadn't had the chance. Hi Keisha, how are you doing? Hi Valerie, hey. Hi Garfield, how are you? They're washing my car. So let me just show you, I'm getting my car washed. So I'm waiting for them to finish with it. Can you see that? So I'm trying for them to finish it and it's taking a while. So while I'm getting my car washed, I thought I'd jump on Facebook and have a quick one. Hi Marie, how you doing? So basically, I was thinking this morning about how some of us in our lives have been really shortchanged. And I was thinking about myself, and I was thinking about the fact that I have never played with a doll. I've never had a doll. So whilst most girls know what it feels like to play with a doll, I've never had it. Are we ready? Thank you. How much is that? Hold on guys, let me pay for my car. So whilst most of us have had dolls and we've played with dolls, and that's just my one, we all have different experiences, right? So, hold on, let me just pay for my car, okay? Thank you very much. Is the key inside? Okay, thanks. So whilst most of us, let me just see if it's clean, because sometimes, these people say they wash your car and it's not as clean. So let me just show you, hold on, see? So they say that it's washed and it's cleaned. Just have a check and look at what's happening here. So I have to check. See my Jamaican gloves? See there? I'm like so Jamaican right there. Hold on. Let's just see. Okay, it looks clean enough. So because I'm going to drive, I'm going to put you on this place. Hold on. You got to go on that hook there so you can... so you can see me, right? Okay, so... I was thinking today about the fact that I've never played with a doll in my whole life. I've never had a doll, never played with one. And I was thinking about the fact that some of us in our lives, I don't want wiper blades, we are shortchanged. And we are shortchanged because of our circumstances. So some of us may have grown up looking after our parents because they were sick. Some of us may have grown up taking care of the family because there was no breadwinner but yourself. So that was kind of my story to a point. And the reality is that when we grow up with these short-change situations in our lives, they impact who we become. And so when you are short-changed, you grow up chasing sometimes that which you were short-changed of. And in doing that, sometimes you create a mess. By chasing something that you want and desire from your childhood, it can create a mess. And I was thinking about my life this morning from so many angles. And I realized that I went into a marriage not knowing how to be a wife. Because my childhood shortchanged me of that. Because my mother was never married and there was nobody to show me. And most of the people around me were never married. So I never got to see how a woman should treat a husband. I never grew up understanding my role properly as a wife because I didn't have that role model around me. I didn't have a role model of a parent who was married to teach me how a wife should be. And how a wife should behave and how you should look after your husband. And so imagine what will happen if you went into a relationship with somebody who themselves is shortchanged and probably is shortchanged of the same thing that you are shortchanged of, that's chaos. That is total chaos. And the reason so many of us are not living properly and fulfilled as we could have and we can and we should have is because we are not able to come off that bicycle, that treadmill of the shortchangedness, if there's such a word. We're not able to come off that pedal, take our feet off the pedal of being shortchanged. So we still live in my mother didn't do this for me, my daddy didn't do that for me, I never had that. And so we stay stuck in that place, and we carry that over into our relationships and our parenting. So imagine if you are a mother who was never mothered and you were shortchanged of parenting, and you haven't sought to fix, to enhance, to heal your pain of not being parented. And then for whatever reason you find yourself a parent, how are you going to transfer? And I'm not saying it's impossible, but how are you going to transfer over, hi Pastor, to that child your good parenting that you don't have? And so I want to implore somebody today hi Kiki, to pause for a moment and ask yourself, I really want you to get pen and paper at some point on the replay now, whenever, as you walk away from this Facebook Live, and ask yourself, where were you shortchanged in your childhood? For me, it was a lot of things, but one of the things I thought about this morning, why I did why I did the post I did, is that I never played with a doll. I've never had a doll as a girl. Now, who is to say that a girl must play with a doll? But as a child, I never played with a doll. I don't know what it's like. I was shortchanged that. Some of the things that as a girl I should be doing, I should have done, I was shortchanged. Right? I never had that. I tell you, these police driving unmarked cars, you see? That's a police in a VW, you'd think it's nothing. Right? So why in England you have to just behave yourself? Because boy. So, as a child, I grew up hustling when I should have been having a childhood. Now, I'm not saying I didn't play, because I did play. I made calaban, which is something that used to catch birds. I went to the river. I did a lot of things as a child. But there are some fundamental things as a girl, like playing a doll and those things that I wish I had the chance to do. And I didn't. And I was reflecting this morning on my life and some of my brokenness. And how did I get to that place? Was because I was shortchanged as a child. And I stayed on that. I kept my feet on that pedal. And I took it into my marriage. And all of my emptiness and my void, I took them with me. And so for those of us who are watching this and watching the replay, I want you to think about, where in your life have you been shortchanged? Was it in your marriage? Because sometimes it's in your marriage. Oh my God, these drivers are crazy. Sometimes it's in your marriage. Sometimes it's in your parenting. Sometimes it's your childhood. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't know where yours is, but I know where some of mine are. And I've been looking into them. Take some time to sit down in a quiet space and really try to figure out, where were you shortchanged in your life, in your childhood? Start when you were born. I was shortchanged of a father. And I was thinking this morning, damn, Ava, you've shortchanged your children to some extent, not any fault of my own, but sometimes probably there is fault of my own too. And I have to start looking at myself. And I've shortchanged my children a father. The same thing I was shortchanged of. I didn't break that cycle. Right? And until you can take off the bandage of those kind of wounds and have those real hard conversations with yourself. And this morning I was saying, damn, babes, you didn't know how to keep a nuclear family because you didn't have that. No, it's not an excuse. I should have been more, you see, and it takes you to a level of consciousness. Because at the time, when the shit was hitting the fan in my marriage, I didn't understand what I understand today. Because I tell you something, perhaps if I understood then what I know now, I probably would have still been married. But I'm awakened now, right? I have a different level of consciousness now. And so I can break some of the cycles and the patterns and the behaviors. And I know for sure that I would have had a better chance now of having a nuclear family if I were to do it this time around. Because, I mean, not that I want to do it, I'm too old, but I am more enlightened. And so the reason I'm sharing this live is because I want to talk to somebody on the Facebook Live, on the replay, to not continue on that pedal. Take your foot off the pedal and start to look at how can you make the change in your life. How can you make that change for your children, your grandchildren? Because we need to have a generational break, a generational regeneration, a generational transformation. We need to do it. And it's going to start with us really looking at ourselves. It's going to start with us really being honest and open and real. And it's going to start with us actually stop blaming everybody else. So what if your daddy raped you? So what if your mother wasn't a good mother? So what if all of these things happen? What if your sister stole your husband? So what if he broke your heart? It has happened. We cannot reverse it. We now need to look at how can we fix it? How can we fix it for our children? So that we don't repeat the cycle. So that we start to break the mold. You know, I really had to have a deep talk with myself this morning. Like, I genuinely did. I genuinely had to say, Ava, you need to come out of victim mode, baby girl. And you need to realize that it's not going to serve you, because those two babies you have inside this house, you cannot have this cycle be passed over to them. Hi, Dr. Mel. You have to break the cycle of dependency. You have to break the cycle of staying in bad relationships that are not serving you. You have to break the cycle of the blame. And you have to start taking responsibility. Not because you were shortchanged means that you're going to continue the grudge and continue to build on this harshness and this contempt and this vile, venomous space. You have to be able to look inside you, inwardly. And so often when things are not working out for us, we look outward. We start looking at everything around us and everybody around us. And yes, I agree that very often people around us and people in our corner have impacted and have affected how we have become. But we have got the power, the authority to switch this script. We have got the way how, the know-how to switch this script and change the conversation. And that is something that I'm really big on. I'm tired of us talking about what went wrong, who did it, and all of that kind of malarkey. It's time for us to look at, okay, what did we contribute? How can we switch the conversation? What do we need to change? How can we change? What was our role in all of this? Right? What was our role? How can we break the cycle? Because we need to break cycles. We need to break chains. Like Tasha Cobbs says, we need to start breaking chains and shackles. And we need to start taking back our lives. And we need to start regenerating the conversation. And I really, really think that the only way to do that is to start inside of you. Is to start writing down where you are broken. So many women are in marriages that they are broken, but they don't know how to even express it because guilt and shame is killing them. They cannot tell their friends that their marriages are broken. They are pretending to be happy. And how do I know? Because I have it in my coaching practice. I see it every day in my coaching practice. I have women in my coaching practice who want to kill themselves, who are frustrated in their relationships. And I'm not saying they must walk away from it, but sometimes in relationship, I did not stop in my marriages to ask what I had brought to that table that was on hold. Can I just be honest? Ava Brown did not stop to ask myself, Ava, you brought your childhood into this marriage. Girl, because marriage is a joining of two legacies, two histories. And sometimes we don't even realize that, because I came with my stuff. He came with his stuff. And we're both trying to create a new stuff. But the baggages are dragging with us. And until you fix that, it's not going to work. Can I just disappoint you? It ain't going to work. It's not going to work if you do not fix the brokenness or be open to work openly about it. I have a girl that came into my diary recently, and I must tell you that I was angry at her. And this is why I was angry at her. She got married to somebody. She was molested. She was sexually assaulted. Her husband did not know. I am sorry. You have a duty of care, a responsibility to open to your partner that you're going to go before God and man with, right? And ask that person to become your husband, or your duty of care. That person has a right to know that you were molested. You haven't got the right to take that knowledge away from the person. He or she needs to know. And so she came into my diary and she was crying because her husband could not handle that. And so he broke up with her. And she's telling me he was unreasonable. And I said to her, baby girl, how can he be unreasonable? You were molested. You didn't tell him, but you went into holy matrimony with him. You committed to be truthful. Why do you think you should go into a marriage and not tell your partner that you were molested? Because not every man can handle that. You took away his right. Hi, Pamela. You took away the right for him to make an informed decision about the wife he was going to marry. Now, needless to say, I'm not saying that because she was molested that he needed to not marry her. Of course not. But what I'm saying is that you cannot carry your shortchangedness into a relationship and expect that it's going to work without you having some deep-rooted conversation. And it's the same thing for friendships. You cannot go into because everybody come with their stuff. We all come with our histories, right? In every relationship. As a coach, I come to you with my history. As a speaker, I come to you with my history. As a mother, I come to my children with my history. Can you see the picture? We all come with our stuff. I was dating recently, and I realized that I went into that relationship with all my stuff, like all that dating game with all my stuff. And they started to manifest, and I was like, oh my God. And he came with his stuff. And it really took me stepping back to figure me out, to realize that until I fixed what I was short. So I went on to, don't worry, I went to do the work, because I was like, damn girl, you've been single for 4 years and you didn't deal with all that stuff. Right? Because the history comes with you. And it can impact you negatively or positively depending on what you choose to do. So what I'm going to say to you is that we've all been shortchanged in our lives. And I really want you to read the post, because I have the post down there in my Facebook. We all have been shortchanged. You know, it's like going to the shop and giving somebody £100 and you bought stuff for £50 and they give you back £10 and you stand there waiting for your change, because in your mind, you have been given the wrong change. You have been shortchanged. But I want to say this to you, that whilst you cannot go back into time and fix that period of your life, you've got the opportunity today. You've got the opportunity right now to fix it, to change and set the new path. One whereby you don't have to be shortchanged in your marriage. You don't have to be shortchanged as a parent. You don't have to be shortchanged in your business relationships. You don't have to be shortchanged in life. And if you end up being shortchanged, you have done the best you can and you're going to stand. And I really want to encourage somebody today about this. I came on here to talk about Sister Hold My Hand, and I was led to talk about that because somebody needs to hear this word. And I'm going to encourage you to come and join us at Sister Hold My Hand on June the 2nd, because that's what I came to talk about, where we are going to be talking about some really serious issues like these, like really peeling back the layers of the onion and the cabbage and getting to the core of where things are impacting us, affecting us, holding us bondage and holding us hostage, and do some releasing. And if you want to join the movement, just type in Sister Hold My Hand on Facebook. Trust me, you'll find a group that I must say I'm so touched and impressed and humbled by the movement so far. Women are just bonding, sharing, celebrating, and collaborating towards the betterment of each other. So I'm going to put the link in here for the Sister Hold My Hand in June the 2nd. But I really want you to not miss the message of this Facebook Live. It was about accepting you were shortchanged, identify where it was, and look at how you're going to fix it. If ever I can help you as a life coach and a strategist, please do let me know. My name is Dr. Ava Eagle Brown. I write books, I speak, I coach, I train. I'm a mother, I'm a sister. But more importantly, I'm a girl who was broken. I was shortchanged. And I'm not where I should be yet, but gradually and every day I'm working in progress. I'm in the potter's house, trying to get myself together. So guys, have a great Thursday. Please support the Sister Hold My Hand movement. Even if you can't make it, buy a ticket, donate it to somebody. We need to pay for the videographing. We need to pay for quite a few things that needs to happen. I'm just coming from a meeting where I was told I need to go and buy a backdrop for the event. I bought a banner. I bought the wrong thing. And for those who are on the replay, please do comment and let me know if this has touched you, helped you. Let me take some quick comments before I wrap up. So, hi Keisha, my girl. How you doing? Hi Maria. Hi Valerie. Hi Garfield. Moya, I can't see the video. I hope you can hear it. Hi Kiki. Hi baby girl. Winter catch up. Hi Charmaine. Moya, marriage, my childhood. I have that too. And you know something, Moya, I think is a common thread. I wish you could come to Sister Hold My Hand in the UK, because I really would love you to be a part of this discussion. But you know something? The reality is, Moya, there are lots of us who have this. You're preaching good, girl. Thanks, Priscilla. Hi, Peter. Hi, long time. Hi, Bunny. Thank you for being on my video always. Hi, Dr. Mel. Thank you for your support. Hi, Georgette. Right there. Thank you. Thank you. You know, it's amazing how your mess can become a message, and it's amazing how your shortchangedness can be a word in season for somebody. Because boy, when I reflect on the things I've gone through, and I haven't told you guys, I found out recently that I have got post-traumatic stress disorder, and I'm not leaning into that. I'm the kind of girl, I'm not going to lead into those kind of, I don't lean into labels. Now, of course, you guys know I've got a doctor who's mentally ill, and it might be controversial. No, Ava, I'm not leaning into labels. I will support my daughter. I will get her the best care, but I'm not going to lean into that label. And I tell you why I'm not going to lean into that label. I have lived my life for 42 years, and I've never been told, and I've survived this far, and I will be okay. I acknowledge it. I acknowledge it. I acknowledge it. I didn't say I accept it. I acknowledge it. And I'm aware of it. I'm conscious of it. I know when it crops up. So, for example, in my car, first of all, I cannot drive a sedan. I always have to have a four-wheel drive. And it costs me more money every time, because Jeeps, four-wheel drives are not cheap. They're expensive. So I have to have an SUV, and it's expensive. And that's because psychologically, when I go into a car, I always remember how a gunman sat right up the passenger seat with a gun on me, and how one sat in the back with a gun on my daughter. And so when I go into a car, I need to feel like I have space. I need to feel like the car is expansive enough that I have the space. I don't want to feel clustered. That's psychological. I also have to live somewhere where there are not a lot of trees around me, because it was my old house where this happened to me. They hid behind a tree that was at my gate. And there's some other little things that I have, nuances that I have. And those are some of the things that over the years I've tried to push to the side, among some other bits that remind me and tell me that I've got post-traumatic stress. And the reason I'm talking about this is that it's Mental Health Awareness Month, but also I feel that more of us who people look up to need to be open and honest about certain topics. And I opened up about mine in my private group, Sister Hold My Hand, yesterday. And I must tell you that it's been freeing for a lot of ladies. And I'm just glad that God has used me as a conduit and several others of us as conduits for change and healing, because that is so needed. So let me go back on tangent. Priscilla said, yep, early experiences, backgrounds, core beliefs, assumptions, and rules, traditions, girl, all shape out our thoughts, behaviors, and outcomes. Preach Ava Moya says, guys, have a great one. I'm done. I'm gonna rest. I'm a bit tired. I've got an event. I'm gonna go and see one of my clients speak today. I'm so excited about it. It's her first public speaking engagement. She's launching her business today. I'm gonna go and see her speak. We've been working on her speech for a while, and I can't wait. I'm excited. If ever I can serve you, please let me know. Have a great day, and God bless. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.